he perceives is what they're playing at this juncture. Would you say that that's an accurate statement?
Well, I think it lends itself to Earl's type of offensive game, and maybe deprives Efren a little bit of his top quality safety play. But the match is long enough that the winner of this match is going to be the best player.
Well, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the first day of a 3-day haul, and we are going to be playing a race to 35 tonight. Tomorrow, another 35 to make it 70. And a total of 120, so 50, a race to 50 on the third night.
So Mr. Strickland has won the first game.
Well, right off, Mark, it seems that we've already seen quite an intense level of play as far as these two gentlemen are concerned. Certainly not, at this point, we can't say that we have already seen the character of this competition. We expect to see a lot more.
That's the beauty of the length of the match. It gives each player a chance to get loose and then to overcome or offset some early mistakes and get settled in and kind of learn the table as it plays in competition. Practicing is one thing, but actually competing is quite a different.
A lot has been said about the ability of Earl Strickland to break very well. We'll see that. We'll see a glimpse of what he can do as we start the second game. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Earl is a very touchy fella, and he's worried that maybe the ball isn't clean, so he's asking the referee to clean the balls. Now, he possesses an absolute dynamite break, and in this area we think that he has a slight edge. And as you could hear, that was a crushing break, and I would estimate that to be in the vicinity of 28 miles an hour. And you can see his cue ball control was pretty good. This comes from the fact that he trains so darn hard. He really practices, and this requires the same level of attention that a tee shot would for a golfer. You just don't go out and hit 18 of them in one day and say you got your tee shot down. You got to go out and hit buckets of balls. Well, this guy trains for the break the same way.
You were telling me earlier that Earl Strickland takes this game very seriously, and not just as a matter of a game that you play. He brings it up to a level of an intense sport.
Right. He treats it as a sport. He exercises daily, and he's pushed out to a jump shot, which happens to be his absolute forte. And the way he's pushed out, I think Efren's going to have to kick at it, because his skills at the jump shot is not nearly as defined as what Earl's brought his jump shot up to.
So what does Efren Reyes want to do at this juncture?
Well, he's declined the shot, so we're going to get to see a patented jump shot by Earl Strickland, and I would venture to say that you will see this ball made.
Well, brace up, folks.
I hope we have good insurance over here from the angle.
I'll deflect it for you.
Well, my first prediction of the day is not looking too good.
Well, as we said, this is a winner-take-all $100,000 challenge, ladies and gentlemen. You can imagine the attention that the prize brings to a player who especially is faced with a difficult shot as that. As we said, they'll probably loosen up in due time.
Oh, yeah, and let me tell you that while the money's nice, the pride value here is far greater. If they were playing for nothing, they'd be playing just as hard, because these guys are that type of geared-up competitors that don't like to lose at anything, whether it be chess or pool or golf.
You've mentioned golf a couple of times. You know, when Team America came to the Philippines a couple of years back, I learned that most of the pool players from the States play a lot of golf. Why is that?
Well, the games are very similar. It's a stroke and a swing, and you try to take a slow backswing just like you would in pool. And so the touch, around the greens, the pool players tend to be pretty good in their short games.
Seems to me you've had your time in the fairways.
No, I don't. I'm trying to perfect my pool skills. I still haven't quite gotten them up there where I'd like them to be.
Well, this gentleman, certainly, Efren Reyes, has had a lot of time to perfect his skill at this game. Started off very young. Practically lived in the billiard centers in Manila. Takes game number 2, so we're even Steven.
You know, we're going to go to 120 games for the winner, and there's the potential for 239 racks to be played. It could be 119 at some point. And, as evenly matched as these two Titans are, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come down to just within a couple frames of each other.
So a lot of composure will also come into play here.
Yeah, endurance would be a big factor. Efren's hit his second break much better. You notice how the cue ball died, and that reveals that all the energy from the cue ball was passed into the rack. And you can see the results are pretty good. Now, his opening shot, he has to deal with the 9 ball a little bit, and this makes this shot that much tougher. But just a matter of making the ball, I would see no problem. And as you can see, he handled that problem with absolute ease, and this comes from all the years of rotation play where you're perpetually always playing off other balls.
That's a basic game that Filipinos play, and that is where Efren has honed his skills in the billiard halls of Manila and the Philippines. One thing with Efren, he plays with no emotion at all. He's got his nerves in check. And he just goes about his business.
He's going to put away this game very easily.
Yes. Efren Reyes puts away game number 3 and takes a 1-game lead of 2-1. I'd like to remind you again that on the first night we are going to be playing a race to 35. That tomorrow go up to 70 games, a total of 120. So the third night will feature a race to 50.
Well, we're blessed with two very fast players, and Efren plays at a real good pace, and then Earl plays lightning fast by comparison. What a wonderful break that was.
Yes.
He had the cue ball absolutely stopped until it was kissed, and he's obtained a shot. This is a little bit testy. Even though the 2 ball's fairly close to the pocket, he has to cut it down a rail and use a little bit of speed, and that makes that pocket that less forgiving.
Let's see how it fares here.
Well, he didn't hit it perfect. You can see he hit just a little bit heavy, and he lost enough of the momentum on the cue ball that he may be forced into a safety position now. He can hit the ball. I'm just not sure if it passes by the 6. So. Oh, terrific shot.
He makes it look oh so easy.
He's still got one more tough shot to keep his concentration for. Nothing's ever easy, nor can it be taken for granted. And it's a human nature to be a little bit lazy. You make a couple tough shots, and then you want to coast for a shot, and as soon as you let up just slightly, you'll miss.
So concentration is a big factor here. We've got a very appreciative crowd here at Ridgeways who certainly knows their pool. Efren Reyes leads it 2-1.
I think there's 3 games to 1. He broke
3 games to 1.
Yeah. So he's got out in the break a couple quick times here, and I guess we've elaborated about Earl's offense. I guess we can see that you don't get to be Efren Reyes by being a slouch offensively either.
Well, Efren knows how to capitalize